Hello children, good morning. Today I am going to discuss a new topic that is regarding to the magnetic field. You know what is magnetic field? Similar to gravitational field and electric field, there is magnetic field. So it is the space around a magnet within which its influence can be realized. You take a bar magnet, it will attract the pieces of iron or other magnetic substances up to certain region of space. That region of space is called its magnetic field. Similar to bar magnet, a current carrying wire also can produce a magnetic field. You might have studied the Oersted experiment in class 10. In Oersted experiment, it was found that a current carrying wire produces a magnetic field around it. And similar to Coulomb's law in electrostatics, which is used to calculate the electric field, there is an equivalent law in magnetism that is called Biot-Savart law, which is used to calculate the magnetic field due to a current element. Current element means it is part of a current carrying wire. So let us discuss Biot-Savart law. Now, suppose there is a wire which carries current I, and this wire produces a magnetic field around it. Then what is the magnetic field due to this wire at a point? Suppose P is a point P at a distance R from the conductor. We want to calculate the magnetic field at a point P at a distance R using Biot-Savart law. Here we will divide the current carrying wire into number of elements. That is called current element. Suppose this is the element whose length is dl, and this, the position vector r, makes an angle theta with the current element. And according to Biot-Savart law, the magnetic field produced by a current element dB means a small magnetic field produced due to a current element. So dB is proportional to the current I. dB is proportional to length of the element dl, and dB is proportional to 1 by r square. It is similar to Coulomb's law. And again, dB is proportional to sine of the angle between the current element and the position vector. And if you combine all, you will get dB is equal to some proportional constant k I dl sine theta by r square. So this is the scalar form of the Biot-Savart law. And the value of the proportionally constant k is equal to mu naught by 4 pi, where mu naught is called permeability of free space or vacuum. Here the current carrying wire is placed in air or vacuum. That's why we have taken mu naught as the permeability of free space or vacuum. Then what is the value of mu naught by 4 pi? The value of mu naught by 4 pi is equal to 10 to the power minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere. Now, on putting the value of proportionally constant K, what you will get? dP will be equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. So this is the scalar form of the Biot-Savart law, which gives the magnetic field due to the current element. Now I is the current, dl is the length of the element, theta is the angle between the position vector and the current element, and r is the distance of the point P from the current element. And what about the direction? The direction of the magnetic field produced by this current element or in the Biot-Savart law, that is given by either right hand thumb rule or right hand screw rule. And Biot-Savart law now can be expressed in vector form as, let us express the Biot-Savart law in vector form. In vector form, dP is equal to, I can write dP is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl cross r by r cube. So here you see children, dP, the magnetic field is mu naught by 4 pi I dl cross r by r cube. That means here it is represented as a cross product. And you know how to know the direction of cross product. So the dP or the magnetic field now perpendicular to the plane containing the current element and also the position vector. So let us see now in this case, if the current is flowing in the upward direction, P is the point P, this is the position vector R, then what is the direction of the magnetic field? Let us use the right hand thumb rule to know the direction of the magnetic field due to this current element. And you know the right hand thumb rule. So according to right hand thumb rule, if you are holding here the current carrying wire in your right hand such that the stress thumb gives the direction of flow of current, then in the direction in which the finger's call gives you the direction of magnetic field. And here current is going in the upward direction. Suppose I am holding this current carrying conductor in my right hand and the stress thumb gives the direction of the flow of current. Then the direction in which the fingers curve gives you the direction of magnetic field at point P. See children, if you curl your fingers in this way, so it will be directed into the page. So I can represent this magnetic field by a cross. Cross mark represents the magnetic field is directed into the page. If suppose the current is flowing in the downward direction, you see children, if I will take a point, it will be out of page. That means the magnetic field is perpendicular to plane of the page. As here the current carrying wire is placed on the plane. So magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of the page. So this is how, using the Biot-Savart law, you can calculate the magnitude of magnetic field and also the direction of magnetic field using this law. And this law has many applications. So using this Biot-Savart law, you can calculate the magnetic field due to a straight conductor, magnetic field due to a circular loop, magnetic field due to a current carrying solenoid. Many applications are there. That's why we are studying the Biot-Savart law. Children, from Biot-Savart law, you can also define the SI unit of magnetic field, that is Tesla. So how to define? You know from Biot-Savart law, we know that dV is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. And if you take I is equal to 1 ampere, dl is equal to 1 meter, theta equal to 90 degree, and r is equal to 1 meter, then dP is equal to mu naught by 4 pi, that is equal to 10 to the power minus 7 Tesla. So how to define 1 Tesla? The 1 Tesla is 10 to the power 7 times the magnetic field produced by a current element which carries a current of 1 ampere, whose length is 1 meter, at a distance of 1 meter from it and perpendicular to it. This is how 1 Tesla can be defined. So after this, let us compare Biot-Savart law and Coulomb's law. Because both the laws are used to find out the field. Coulomb's law is used to calculate magnetic field. Biot-Savart law is used to calculate the magnetic field. Let us compare them. Comparison means both similarity and difference. That means Coulomb's law versus Biot-Savart law. Coulomb's law gives you the electric field due to a charge element. So according to Coulomb's law, I can write here Coulomb's law. The Coulomb's law gives the electric field due to a charge, that is given by dE is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dQ by r square. Biot-Savart law gives the magnetic field due to a current element mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. Then what are the similarities? First point of similarity. You see children, it is very clear from these two formula that electric field and magnetic field both inversely proportional to square of the distance. That means dP is proportional to 1 by r square, dE also proportional to 1 by r square. Both obey inverse square law of distance. Second point of similarity, both are long range. Both are long range. You know, a magnetic field can act long distance. Electric field also act up to long distance. So both are long range. And third point of similarity, both obey principle of superposition. Principle of superposition. You know children, what is principle of superposition? Because in case of electric field due to a system of charges, you are calculating the electric field due to the each and individual charge and you are taking the vector sum. Then you are getting the electric field due to a system of charges at a point. Similarly, in Biot-Savart law, we can calculate the magnetic field in many situations. Suppose you take a current carrying straight conductor. You want to calculate the magnetic field at a point. You will divide this conductor into number of small parts and then take the vector sum of the magnetic field due to each part to get the resultant magnetic field. This is your principle of superposition. These are some of the similarities. Then let us see what are the differences. First one, differences. From the formula, it is very clear that electric field is produced by a scalar source, whereas the magnetic field is produced by a vector source. That means it is a current element. A current element is considered as a vector quantity. So first point, electric field is produced by a scalar source, whereas the magnetic field is produced by a vector source. Scalar source means charge. Charge is a scalar quantity. Vector source, ideal, current element. Okay? Then second point, you see children, from this formula, magnetic field depends upon the angle, sign of the angle between the displacement vector and the current element. But there is no such angle dependence is there in Coulomb's law. So second point, there is an angle dependence in Biot-Savart law. That means dP is proportional to sine of the angle between the displacement vector and the current element, whereas no such angle dependence is there in Coulomb's law. Third one, the electric field acts along the line joining the two charges. That means electric field acts along the displacement vector joining the source and the field point, whereas magnetic field acts perpendicular to the plane containing the displacement vector and the current element. See now, we can write the electric field acts, dE acts along, or simply you can write acts along the line joining the source and the field point, whereas the magnetic field acts perpendicular to the plane containing the source, that is ideal, and the displacement vector r. So this is the comparison between Biot-Savart law and the Coulomb's law. Now children, we can find a relationship between mu naught, that is permeability of free space, epsilon naught, permittivity of free space, and the speed of light vacuum, that is c. So we know that mu naught by 4 pi is equal to 10 to the power minus 7 in magnitude, and 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9. I am writing the magnitude, unit I am not writing. Now let us divide mu naught by 4 pi by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. So if you divide mu naught by 4 pi into 4 pi epsilon naught, what you will get? 10 to the power minus 7 divided by 9 into 10 to the power 9. What you will get? You will get 1 by 9 into 10 to the power 16. And now in the left hand side, what you will get? So this is 4 pi cancel out. So mu naught epsilon naught is equal to 1 by 9 into 10 to the power 16, or 1 by mu naught epsilon naught, that is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 16, that is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 square. That means this is the speed of light in air or vacuum. So we can write C is equal to 1 by mu naught epsilon naught square root. So this is the relationship between the speed of light in vacuum to the permeability of vacuum or and permittivity of vacuum or free space. That means now you have got two factors on which the speed of light in a medium depends. Now speed of light in a medium depends upon permeability of the medium and permittivity of the medium. As it is traveling in space, so we have taken permeability of free space and permittivity of free space. In any other medium, the formula will be modified. How it will be? V is equal to, if you say V is the speed of light in a medium, so 1 by mu epsilon naught epsilon square root. And this is for speed of light. And also this is equally applicable for all kind of electromagnetic waves. Now children, let us solve an example to calculate the magnetic field due to a current element using Biot-Savart law. Now consider a current element is placed at the origin of a coordinate system. Suppose this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. Now suppose a current element delta x is placed at the origin. This is the origin. So the current element is placed at the origin, which carries a large current I is equal to suppose 10 ampere, and delta x I can write that is equal to delta L into I cap. The current element is directed along the x direction. That's why I have written delta x equal to delta L I cap. And the length of delta L, suppose delta L equal to 1 centimeter. And what is the value of magnetic field at a point P, which is at a distance of 0.5 meter from the origin? P be a point at a distance of 0.5 meter from the origin on y-axis. Let us calculate the magnetic field at point P by using Biot-Savart law. Then what is the magnitude of magnetic field? The magnitude of magnetic field dP is equal to IDL sin theta mu naught by 4 pi IDL sin theta by r square. And mu naught by 4 pi is 10 to the minus 7. Current is 10 ampere. DL or delta L, small element, that is 1 centimeter. So I can write 1 centimeter means 0.01 meter into sin theta. What is the angle between current element and the position vector or displacement vector? You see, this is along y-axis, this is along x-axis, so angle is 90 degree. Sin 90 degree divided by r square. R is the distance, 0.5 square. Let us calculate. That is equal to 10 to the minus 7, 10 to the minus 2, that means 10 to the minus 9 plus 1. So 10 to the power minus 8. Sin 90 is 1. And this one 0.5 I can write 1 by 2 square. So it will be 4 into 10 to the power minus 8 in Tesla. And the assignment of magnetic field is Tesla. So this is the magnetic field in this situation. It is calculated. What about the direction? I have already told you, using right hand thumb rule or right hand screw rule, you can calculate the magnetic field due to current element. You see children, the current is flowing along the positive x direction. So if you curl your finger in the direction like this, so it will be directed out of phase. So this is directed out of phase. For out of phase, the magnetic field can be represented by a dot. There is another way to calculate the magnetic field by using the vector form of Biot-Savart law. What I told you, dB is equal to, according to Biot-Savart law, dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi IDL cross R by R cube. So you see now DL cross R. So DL is the current element DL. So DL is along x-axis. So I can write delta L I cap cross R cap. Position vector along y-axis. This is y-axis. So I can write this is J cap. You know I cap cross J cap gives you K cap. So K cap means along the positive Z direction. If this is your positive x direction, this is positive y direction, this is the positive z direction. So this is how we can calculate the magnetic field, both magnitude and direction, by using Biot-Savart law. I hope all of you have understood the Biot-Savart law and the definition of SI unit of magnetic field, that is Tesla, and also the comparison between Coulomb's law and Biot-Savart law, and also the relationship between mu naught, epsilon naught and c, that is speed of light, and how to solve numerical using the Biot-Savart law. Thank you, children.